Alright. So, keep Morth busy until Samara arrives is our objective now. We are in Morth's apartment. Save. Immediately. Save immediately. So we have succeeded. We had one part there where we kind of had to dodge a bullet because yes, we definitely did miss something. But we have a few things we can check out here in her apartment. Also, brief mention that I did not even discuss at the time because we didn't even choose our squad members before we started this mission. There is no combat in this mission. So when you do unlock it, it is a good thing for low-level characters to find a way to get some experience relatively easily, at least from a combat standpoint. But obviously, it is difficult for other reasons, or at least can be difficult for other reasons. Let's see, we've got a sculpture we can check out. We've got a chess set. What else do we have here? Anything of particular interest until Samara comes and crashes the party. Got a pill bottle. We've got an assault rifle and a sword, it would seem. Let's not talk to her just yet. I just want to see if there's anything that is jumping out to us more than other things. I'm not sure if we're going to have time to look at all those things before Samara crashes the party, but I don't know. What's our favorite? Maybe the sword. Chess set is, it's a little surprising. You know, it didn't really seem like her style, but sure. Let's see what she has to say about this.
I love any game where your opponent can believe he is about to win, just before you kill him.
Oh. So that's why. Alright, what about the sword? And assault rifle? Looks like those are... Oh, those are different things. Okay, let's ask about the sword. I'm more interested about that.
I was into dueling for a while. I love the moment you see it in your opponent's eyes. He knows you're better, and he's going to die.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I know you've got, like, some especially special charming skills that entice people to come over to your apartment like this, but maybe making it a little less obvious with the, like, constant references to death and murder and all that stuff. Maybe that'd be a little bit better. I mean, that being said, she's been doing this whole thing for apparently 400 years, so who am I to criticize? He apparently knows how to make it happen. But, sculpture. It looks like a Krogan. What's the deal?
A gift from a suitor. The statue's got more personality than he did. Still, he impressed me enough that he finally got what he wanted. It didn't end the way he hoped.
Oh. Alright, at least for now, looks like Samara is not barging in on us. We might be able to check all this stuff out and then just talk to Morth. I think if we do talk to Morth, it definitely will trigger the next part, so... Oh, good thing that we got that. That is assault rifle damage upgrade. Yes. Thank you.
Have a Hallex if you want. But wouldn't you rather have all your senses be clear and sharp right now? I certainly do.
Okay, I think that was the last thing here. Done the chess set. So, now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. As I was saying, there are several different ways this mission can go down. You can just outright fail if you fail to get Morn's attention initially. If you fail once you get her attention to have her invite you to her apartment because she's not interested in you anymore. And even now, there is a very, very significant way things can change, and there is a very specific reason why you absolutely should save here. Even if for some reason you are allergic to saving, do it. Do it now. Trust me. Because what we're about to do is perhaps going to surprise you. A lot.
I love clubs. People, movement, heat. I can still hear the bass like the drums of a great hunt out for your blood. But here, it's muted, and you're safe. Is that what you want, Shepard?
Ooh. So here's the thing. I believe this may be one of the most difficult checks in the game, because basically, as we have learned over the past while, Morinth is an expert when it comes to manipulating her victims, or her prey, to get them into a vulnerable position where she can prey on them. And bear in mind, we are the bait. We are the prey. And unless Samara is coming in to save us right now, we are going to have the same thing happen to us that happened to everybody else. We are gonna die. So, if we just say, yes, Morinth, that's all I wanted, was to finally just be safe here with you, we're toast. We're absolutely toast. And, however, if we can perhaps charm our way out of it a little bit, we might be able to open up a door or two.
People feel safest right before they die.
It's true. We're never safe. I've never understood the fascination with safety. Some of us choose differently. Independence over submission. I think we share that, you and I.
And this may actually be the one in question, because of course we were able to do the intimidate option before, which we barely ever intimidate, so that would be surprising if we had that unlocked. But we have done a lot of charming, of course, or a lot of Paragon stuff, so not surprising that this is unlocked and this is not. So, and this seems like a more direct, okay, she is very, very clearly putting on the moves, and if we don't deny her, and we just say, yes, Morinth, then we're done for. So, this is where we pull the plug and we say, hold on, not so fast. We're not like the others.
We've both killed many times, but that's where the similarities end.
Why do you say that I've killed? What do you know? Let's stop playing games. Look into my eyes and tell me you want me.
No thank you.
Tell me you'd kill for me. Anything I want.
No thanks. Surprise!
Don't count on it.
But you... Who are you? Oh no. I see what's going on. The bitch herself found a little helper.
We're not alone.
Lauren! Mother.
Do not call me that. I can't choose to stop being your daughter, Mother. You made your choice long ago. What choice? My only crime was being born with the gifts you gave me. Enough, Morin! I am the genetic destiny of the Asari. They are not ready to reveal this, so I must die. You are a disease to be purged. Nothing more. I'm as strong as she is. Let me join you. I am already sworn to help you, Shepard. Let us finish this.
And, oh boy! Now, if you've never played Mass Effect before, you probably did not see this one coming. Yes, in fact, if you succeed in passing those charm intimidate checks, you can choose to side with either Samara, as you probably expect, or Morinth, and kill Samara. And, yeah, so, here's the crazy thing. So, let's just say there's an achievement, a somewhat significant achievement, for siding with either one of them. So, well, you can of course make the case for doing either one, depending on what floats your own boat. And as crazy as this may seem, going against everything that we have done thus far in our campaign, we are going to side with Morinth.
Morinth will be more useful to me.
You will regret your choice.
Goodbye, Mother. Thank you, Shepard. My mother was as powerful as she was hateful. You helped me. Now I'll help you. Let me take my mother's place on your team.
So here is the just absolutely crazy twist. So, obviously, Samara was a relatively new addition to the team, but she was a squad mate much like any other, could join us on other missions, and I'm sure in time would have gotten to know her and thought very highly of her as a teammate. However, in her loyalty mission, you can quite literally murder her and have her daughter replace her. Here she is offering to replace her on our team. See, the thing is, like, what about Samara?
You don't seem to care at all about the death of your mother.
Why should I? She was dead to me long ago. But I'll keep her alive for you so you don't have any complications with your crew. I'm a dead ringer for my belated mother. Few people can tell us apart.
And I've practiced long and hard to mimic her in every way.
So, basically, Morinth, if you choose to side with her, offers to, well, obviously, first off, kill Samara, then offers to join your team and pretend to be her mother, so that other people don't realize that you just killed Samara. It just gets even crazier.
Have you absorbed your mother's powers?
Don't be silly. I have a wide range of talents beyond my biotic abilities. Acting is one of them. It took years to perfect, but when I was younger, posing as my mother brought its advantages. How do you think I originally escaped from Thessia?
Let me just slip into this horrible uniform, and none will be the wiser.
So, that's the thing. Is, well, she can basically just pretend to be Samara. You say not yet? I'm actually not sure. That might just give you a little bit of time to explore the apartment again, and so you can, if you, say, missed the assault rifle upgrade, you can pick that up. But I think we're fine here. And obviously, as Morinth just mentioned, and as an Ardak Yakshi, she is an extremely powerful biotic, much like Samara was, two of the strongest in the galaxy in many ways. Maybe not the absolute top, but I mean, we're probably still talking top 1 or 2% biotics in the galaxy here. So very, very strong in both cases. So, you know,
Let's go.
sure.
This is going to be fun.
We'll have Morinth take Samara's spot, and in doing so, we get the Doppelganger achievement, which is the primary reason why we are doing this. We get the experience for it, leveling up, and notably, once we reach level 20, you notice here it says we only gain 1 squad point rather than what we were getting previously, which was 2. So once you get later on in the game, you actually will get experience, or get skill points less efficiently, less frequently, or in lower volume. Mission summary: Samara has dealt with the Ardak Yakshi. She remains loyal to Shepard personally. Loyalty of the Justicar beyond question, given apparent bonds of oath rendered to Shepard. Better than hoped. Cerberus activities will not be affected further by presence of Shepard's team. Believed to have Justicar's mission completed. Unfortunately, body of Ardak Yakshi could not be taken for study. Genetic abnormality could have been useful. Subject's expertise would have made her a valuable team member of sociopathic tendencies, or if sociopathic tendencies were mitigated. There we go. Morinth power unlocked. So basically, one of the other key differences between helping Morinth versus helping Samara. Yes, there are certainly moral implications for killing the person you were helping versus supporting the person who is a serial killer. Also, they do have separate bonus powers. As we were talking about previously, Samara's bonus power is Reeve, which is a really powerful ability. Morinth's, however, is an ability that we've not seen or heard about before. It is Dominate, which is perhaps fitting for her role as an Ardat Yakshi. Brainwash an organic enemy, forcing him to attack his allies. So basically, you can think of it as what is more or less a organic version of AI hacking. Tally's ability, so Tally, of course, for AI hacking, would hack some Geth or a mech, and they would temporarily fight on our side, and enemies would also attack this hacked unit. This is basically the same thing, it's just, of course, AI hacking only worked against robots, synthetics, whereas Dominate only works against organics. People, Solarians, Asari, Turians, Krogan, what have you. Got a new outfit for Morinth, although she has assumed the disguise of her mother. We got the assault rifle upgrade, and we got the credits. We didn't find any, of course, because there's nothing to find here. We just, well, got the reward from Cerberus. So, that'll send us back here.
Commander, you might want to speak with Tally. She seems very worried about something.
Perhaps. However, you may be saying to yourself, Lids, why on earth did you do that? That was such a absolutely vile thing to do. Samara was there trying to stop a mass murderer from continuing to kill a bunch of people, and you said, nah, we'll support the murderer instead. Well, don't worry. I have not lost my mind. I have not lost my mind. You heard me mention the whole, well, see, there's an achievement that goes along with it. And that may have just seemed like a strange little add-on, little side that didn't seem all that important, but it is. But it is. Because once you get that achievement, and only once you get that achievement, if you choose to go with advanced training, you can then choose to use Morinth's bonus power, Dominate. You only get that, of course, if you side with Morinth. And basically, we have Morinth, and I mean, we can take a look at her on this screen over here, but Morinth functionally is, you know, she'll slot right in.
You might want to speak with Tally.
Yes, I know, Kelly, thank you. But she does become loyal, and she looks quite literally just like Samara, but you'll see the name here is Morinth, and so she has throw and pull, and dominate would be her other ability. I'm actually not sure why it's not showing up there, but what I mean to say just by going here and highlighting this is that you don't need to then talk to Morinth and do a separate loyalty mission for Morinth. No, basically, this loyalty mission we just did is either Samara's loyalty mission, and you continue to use Samara, have her on your team, and kill Morinth, or Morinth kills Samara, takes her place on the squad, and that serves as her loyalty mission. She just immediately becomes loyal. So there's really no such thing as a disloyal Morinth in that sense. I mean, sort of a weird thing to say, because by her very nature, the very nature of that mission, you know, killing her mother does sound a lot like being disloyal, but I'm curious to see if Joker has anything to say about this before we go any further.
I'm glad things worked out, Commander. I was worried you'd dump Samara for some crazy soul sucker with a death fetish all
The game tabs out as Joker's saying that. Well, in case you couldn't tell, that is exactly what happened. Joker knows. He knows.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Alright. Well, let's chat with Morinth, but as I was starting to say, that achievement is particularly significant because once you get that achievement, you permanently unlock that bonus power. Permanently, as in even on other playthroughs or alternate save files. So, we'll go down to check out what Morinth has to say after that whole ordeal, but then we've got a plan. Oh, I was gonna say, I was expecting her to be right where Samara was, but she is in this room, just not in the same spot. No, she's hiding in the dark corner instead.
How do you like my look, Shepard? Convincing? No one has a clue about Mother. It remains our little secret.
Her smile is just so unnerving. It was in that mission previously, and it still is now. To say, how are... Well... yeah, how...
What do you think of our mission?
The collectors are dangerous. I know I'd like them gone. Once that's accomplished, maybe you and I could celebrate.
How about no? I think we know what you mean, and I think we know what would happen. But, yeah, how are you?
You've been through a lot.
I'm always fine, Shepard. I learned hundreds of years ago to look out for myself.
Except you're kind of part of a team now, which is definitely not something you were doing before.
We'll look out for you. But you have to look out for us, too.
Of course. It's strange and new for me, but I'll do my best. I won't make trouble among your crew if that's what you're asking.
Better not. That's exactly what I was thinking. But, as for other things, I mean, we asked you about the mission, but what about other crew members? I mean, have they figured you out?
What do you think of Normandy's crew?
They're an interesting bunch, but they're not you.
Okay, it does seem like she is still rather hooked on trying to put the schmooze on us. You know what I mean? Okay, it was an act. It was an act, Morinth, okay? Weren't actually interested in pursuing you, and those weren't actually necessarily truthful statements that we made. But anything else about your mother?
You're so different from your mother.
She was a terrible mother. She did her duty with precision and care, but no love. She taught us how to honor the goddess, to be good Asari. She even tried to teach us the value of self-denial. I was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like you care about that. I mean, and yes, it does seem like Samara is... Everything is about doing things the right, just way, and, well, Morinth is polar opposite. Breaking all the rules, and, doing some rather, questionable things in many different ways. Murder and drugs and all that stuff.
Some people take it hard when they disappoint their parents.
My mother disappointed me too, and my opinion is the one that matters. She was happy to lead a life devoid of pleasure and then die. But you die with or without honor, you're still dead. Take the pleasures you're offered.
Okay. Say, what are the chances people figure you out?
Isn't it risky speaking in your own voice, Morinth?
I've spent centuries being discreet, dealing with any bug or probing eye. I've made sure that Edie can't listen in. We're safe here. I just want to be myself with you, Shepard.
Okay. I mean, you have any research
expertise that
ideas?
make use of the resources we have?
I learned a few tricks from a Solarian I once knew. Would you like to know what materials I
And then
had?
proceeded to murder, I'm sure.
Show me what it would take.
Okay, so she will give us extended fuel cells, giving the Normandy an additional 50% fuel capacity, meaning that as we're traveling around, we can go further before we need to refuel. This is purely a quality of life thing, kind of like the advanced mineral scanner. So it's optional. In that case, it costs ESO. That is definitely something we would like to keep, though. So, I mean, we're probably not going to make that upgrade, much like we have not made the advanced mineral scanner. So, thanks, but we'll
Just let
pass.
me know if you want that made.
Alright.
I should go.
So soon? Well, don't stay away too long.
Alright, we get it. We get it. Calm yourself. But, as you might have gathered from what I was starting to say there, although we did just help Morinth, rather than Samara,
Commander,
of all people.
you might want to speak with Tally.
Yes, I know Tally wants to speak with me, okay? The reason why we did it was to get the achievement so that we could permanently unlock Dominate as one of the bonus powers if we'd like to use it. However, that does mean that we should be able to reload that save that I was emphasizing as a very important point in which to save, because by doing so, you can help both of them and get both of their bonus powers permanently unlocked. So, obviously, going forward with the campaign, one of them is going to live, the other one is not. And so we are, don't worry, we are going to go through with Samara, not Morinth. I just deliberately did Morinth first, so that way we'd get her ability, and then we can move on and carry on with Samara instead. So, don't worry. We'll load our save. Let's see. Where exactly was it, though? Technically the Merchant District? I mean, it was our most recent manual save, so I assume it's this? Yeah. Let's just make sure we already have our assault rifle damage upgrade. We do. So now we will, of course, have this conversation again, but we'll go the route you were probably expecting us to go initially. But of course, as I was saying, whichever one you actually want to have for the rest of the game, I would recommend that you take that person second, so that way you take the one you don't want, you just do that briefly like we just did. I just made a point of talking to Morth a little bit so we can see a little bit about what that's all about, but you can just do it, get the achievement, which basically happens as soon as you side with them, and then immediately reload the save and go with the other person, and carry on the rest of the campaign with the person you actually want. But you can, in fact, play the entire Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 campaign having supported Morth or having supported Samara. So it's up to you, but at least in our case, no, we're going with Samara. Don't worry.
I love clubs. People, movement, heat. I can still hear the bass like...
Yeah, we know.
Great hunt out for
We
your
know.
blood. But here, it's muted, and you're safe. Is that what you want, Shepard?
No.
I'd rather fight than hide.
Yes. Better to take control of your fate. I've never understood the fascination with safety. Some of us choose differently. Independence over submission? I think we share that, you and I.
So again, that being said, it is only possible to do that if you can pass this check right here, either of these two. And this is a really tough one to do. So if you cannot pass this check, that means that the default will be that you just side with Samara automatically, and you don't even have the option of choosing to side with Morth. So if you have not been going more or less pure Paragon or more or less pure Renegade, then you may find yourself unable to choose one of these. You'll just have to go, yes, Morinth. Oh, I'm smitten. And then Samara will bail you out, and, you'll just have to choose Samara.
We've both killed many times, but that's where the similarities end.
Why do you say that I've killed? What do you know? Let's stop playing games.
How would you know that? Maybe someone is leaking information to you. Maybe I'm just gonna do my move right now.
And tell me you want me. Tell me you'd kill for me. Anything I want.
Nope. And, as we might have been saying, technically it might be the second one that you absolutely need to pass.
Don't count on it.
But you... Who are you? Oh no. I see what's going on. The bitch herself found a little helper.
That is correct.
Morin.
Mother...
And this is such an epic showdown.
Call me that.
I can't choose to stop being
Two
your daughter.
extremely powerful
Mother,
biotics.
You made your choice long ago.
What choice? My only
Morth has a
crime
point.
was being born with the gifts you gave me. Enough, Morin! I am the genetic destiny of the Asari. They
Also
are
has a
ready
point.
to reveal this, so I must die.
You are a disease to be purged. Nothing more.
I'm as strong as she is. Let me join you.
I am already sworn to help you, Shepard. Let us finish this.
So, as we kind of heard Samara mention, but not want to articulate too much, the Ardent Yakshi, in some ways, you could say, I think she phrased it as we're symbiotic of sorts. It's a way of the Asari becoming more powerful. Was it meant to be? Is Morth as an Ardent Yakshi the utmost, the pinnacle of the Asari? Or is that really a curse, a disease that ought to be purged? Like Samara would say. So it really is. It's fascinating that it is just a matter of perspective. In some ways you could say Morth is right, in some cases you could definitely say that Samara's right, but as for what we are actually gonna go through with long term, the answer is we're gonna side with Samara and take out Morth. Sorry, Morth. Not this time.
End of the line, Morin.
And they call me a monster.
Find peace in the embrace of the goddess. I am ready to leave this place and get on with my life. Are you ready to go as well?
Okay, so this is actually something that in the original Mass Effect 2 was an important moment, because there was an exploit that was available but I believe has been corrected in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So if you happen to be playing the original Mass Effect 2 rather than Legendary Edition, what you can do is, if you ask her if she's okay...
Do you want to talk about what happened?
Shepard, what do you think I will say? What can I say? I just killed the bravest and smartest of my daughters. There are no words. I will try another time. For now, show mercy on a broken old warrior and let us leave.
If you ask her about that, and you say not yet...
I want to look around a bit more.
Very well.
Look around.
I will remember the day of Morin's birth. Tell me when you are ready.
We will get a huge chunk of morality points. I mean, that was mostly for siding with Samara, not specifically for asking her how she was doing. But you do get a little bit of Paragon points for that. And you can...
Ready?
Ah, okay. So, in the original Mass Effect 2, we would have still had that option to continue to ask her, how are you doing? And then back out, say, let's not leave yet, and then just rinse, repeat over and over again. I don't think you need to save and reload. I think you can just walk away and step right back up and talk to her again, I think. And you could have farmed a little bit of Paragon points every time you do that, so it is technically a slow but infinite way of generating Paragon points. So they've patched that out for Legendary Edition, so it no longer exists here, but at least if you are doing Mass Effect 2, the original version, then it is something you could theoretically do. We have already picked up the Assault Rifle damage upgrade. If you haven't done that yet, then that would be the primary reason why you would say not yet, but we're good, so let's carry on.
Let's go.
So now, this page looks a little familiar. As we were saying, we got the experience to level up to level 20. That means just one skill point. I believe the description is the same because, well, even Cerberus did not figure out that this was in our previous attempt, actually Morinth, not Samara. So now we unlock Reeve. This was the power that I think is probably better for us as well, so all the more reason for us to go with Samara, although it is nice to at least have the option of using Morinth's ability if we'd like. So it damages the unit's nervous or synthetic systems to prevent healing, restores health, and gives a temporary health bonus when the power is used against organics. Reeve also does double damage to armor and barriers. Barriers is the big thing there. We've had a lot of trouble finding abilities that specialize in dealing damage to barriers. We've been relying almost entirely on Miranda with Warp to do that, so having an ability either on Samara and or Shepard, if we use that bonus power for Shepard to do that, would be big. We get the new outfit for Samara, we get the Assault Rifle damage upgrade, and then we get the credits. And interestingly, in the case of siding with Morinth, we end up back on the Normandy immediately, whereas in the case of siding with Samara, we end up back here on Omega. I did not remember that being the case. It's slightly different. And, other thing that I was talking about a little bit before, but now that we've completed that mission, I can state so explicitly. So, questions about the Dr. Okir's legacy, the tank-bred Krogan who is in the basement of the Normandy. Lids, why did you wait an eternity and we still haven't done anything with that? You know, why haven't you tried to take out the Krogan? Reason being is that, as I was starting to say before, usually when it comes to loyalty missions, they will come out in a specific predetermined order every time. It will always be Jacob first, then Miranda, then I think the person we are currently missing, Jack, Morden, then Garrus, then Samara, who we just did, and Tally, who we were starting to hear when we got back to the Normandy, that Kelly was saying we ought to talk to, because, well, spoilers. Well, we won't go there just yet, but the point is, there are a lot of people that would give us loyalty missions before we would get one from Samara. So, in order to accelerate the rate at which we would get Samara's loyalty mission, that is one of the reasons why I deliberately did not yet do anything with the Krogan downstairs. So that's at least one of the main reasons. One of the main reasons. Let's see. I think we established we have done everything here that we want to do, though, in terms of buying stuffs. So I think we're good to head out. These were the guys who wanted us to pick up packages for them.
Hello again, my friends. Please tell me you have something for me.
I'll have to come back later.
Of course. You know where to find me.
Okay, so let's head back. And this time we will chat with Samara, see what she has to say, post-mission. And we'll see, well, maybe we'll check in with Tally. Alright, let's head on back.
The elusive man wishes to speak to you in the debriefing room, Commander.
What? That wasn't supposed to happen yet. Excuse me? What? Hold on. That's not good. That's actually extremely important. If it's what I think it is, and I was not expecting that. And... oh... she did not say that last time when we sided with Morinth. Only once we reloaded and went with Samara was that the case. That is the biggest update of the entire game for us thus far that I was specifically planning around. At least I believe it is. And that did not come when I was expecting it to come. So I don't know how to react to that at the moment. Hold on. We should, theoretically, now be able to choose Samara's loyalty power.
The elusive man wishes to speak to you in the debriefing room, Commander.
I don't like that. I very much don't like that. Like, extremely don't like that, in fact. But as we see, yes, we have a loyal Samara now, which means we'll have access to Reeve. We were just looking at that previously. Ooh. Okay. I mean, not only was I planning on that not happening yet, and I'll talk about more details as to how and why I thought it was going to happen and how and why it is happening here. But let's just say I'm very surprised that it did not happen when we sided with Morinth, and yet it did happen when we sided with Samara. That seems extremely odd to me, and I did not see that coming. So I don't know. There may be... oh, and in case it is not clear, I did not want that to happen. Yet, at least. And you'll see why in a bit. But there may be some save finagling that we can do to avoid that situation. Again, because obviously we deliberately went on a separate save file in order to... or, well, we branched our save file to do the stuff with Morinth on one end and then side with Samara on the other. So perhaps with some creative reworking we can find a way to circumvent this situation here, but it is potentially a very big deal. But at least for now, let's talk to Samara, because of course she'll be the person here now rather than Morinth sitting in this corner.
Morinth haunted my dreams and waking hours equally. For the first time in 400 years, I am free. I am a ruined vessel of sorrow and regret, but I am free. It is not a feeling I can describe.
I mean, at what cost? That was, I mean, extremely tough, of course. But to choose to kill her own daughter, because, I mean, her own daughter was a serial killer.
Was it worth it?
It was never a question of worth, but of need. I had to take the action I did, as did she. This was never a story that would have a happy outcome.
Yeah. Afraid that is perhaps understandable. How are you feeling, though?
You did your duty. What about your feelings?
One of my daughters is dead. My hopes, my dreams were all bound up in my children. Still, my feelings have always come after my duty. The same is true of you.
Okay. Suppose? What about feelings about your daughter? That's kind of a touchy subject, but okay.
You said that Morinth was a monster, but she was still your daughter.
She was the strongest and smartest. She would not accept the injustice thrust upon her. She fought to the end. I am so proud of her, Shepard.
I mean, that does seem kind of hypocritical. You're like, oh, here she is. I'm so proud of her. Growing up all smart and powerful, ambitious. But also I needed to kill her. But then again, you know, you do need to draw the line somewhere, and somewhere around murder 17 and 19, you probably needed to draw that line indeed. So, what now?
What will you do now that Morinth is gone?
Assuming I survive your mission, I am a Justicar. Injustice still exists, and perhaps even other Ardat-Yakshi.
I mean, she was saying she thought there were just 3 known Ardat-Yakshi, or at least there are 3 known Ardat-Yakshi, or I suppose now 2 in the galaxy, but perhaps there are more unknown Ardat-Yakshi. So, either way, that sounds like no retirement for you, even if that was perhaps the thing you've been working for the past 400 years. You know, that's maybe, after achieving that, around time when you might say, you know, maybe I'll take a little bit of a break.
You don't want to settle down?
I did. I returned to my homeworld and tried to start a family.
Yeah, and that's where this...
I will fight and struggle all my life. That is my fate. When
Thanks.
I die, it will not be in bed. I am at peace with that.
Yeah, and you know, trying to settle down, start a family, that is of course what got her in this situation. But, also, little side note there, interesting how we saw when Morinth tried to put the schmoves on us, her eyes went completely black. It was kind of terrifying. And then, conversely, Samara's eyes, when she's meditating like this, turned completely white. So, again, just emphasizing the polar opposites of these two. And, you know, there's also, of course, the sort of implications there of Samara being the light, the honorable one, and Morinth being the dark, black arts of, well, being a serial killer and becoming more powerful because you're a serial killer, which is, yeah, it probably qualifies as, you know, dark arts. But, I mean, that being said, Samara's being pretty fatalistic here. You know, it is your fate to suffer and whatnot.
You still control the direction of your life.
I have chosen this path. I truly am at peace, due in no small part to you.
Alright. And so, that is that from Samara and her loyalty mission. It is now complete. I think we can technically still talk to Tally, because, I mean, as we saw in that alternate timeline, Kelly was telling us, hey, you should talk to Tally. But the elusive man thing, I might need to see what I can do about that. That is a serious monkey wrench that I was not expecting. Oh, she's not there. She is here.
Shepard, I'm glad you came by. I may need your help. I just received a message from the migrant fleet. The Admiralty Board has accused me of treason.
What?
I'm scared, Shepard.
Understandably, but... What?
Nobody who knows you could believe you betray your people, Tally.
I don't know. They don't lay charges like this unless the evidence seems absolute. But thanks. I appreciate your faith in me, Shepard.
Yeah, I mean, presumably they're summoning you to court in that case.
What happens when a Quarian is accused of treason?
Whatever the equivalent is.
There's a hearing, with members of the Admiralty Board acting as judges. My father is an admiral on the board. He'll have to recuse himself from judgment. I can't even imagine what he's thinking right now. The punishment for treason is exile. If they convict me, I can never go back.
I mean, do we know why?
So you have no idea why they're accusing you?
None. The specifics of charges like this are rarely discussed on open channels.
I guess that's the nature
I
of treason.
won't know any more until I get to the flotilla.
Okay. How common is this? Quarians getting accused of treason?
How often is someone from the fleet charged with treason?
It's rare. It must be something that affects the entire flotilla, not just one ship. The most recent one was Honora Vanya Vassilani, an engineer who handed over fleet defense schematics to the Batarians. She had good intentions. The Batarians were contracted to upgrade our systems, but they passed the defense schematics to a pirate gang.
Dare we ask what happened to her?
Was she convicted?
No. She made a suicide run on the pirate gang. She destroyed them before they could attack the fleet. She was pardoned posthumously.
Oh.
Let's hope I don't have to prove my innocence that way.
Yeah. Let's not rely on that. So how exactly does the trial go down?
So how does the trial work? How soon do we need to get you there?
They'll wait a reasonable period of time for me to come and defend myself. Eventually, if I don't show up, they'll try me in absentia. As for how it works, it's less formal than an Earth trial or something you'd see on the Citadel. We're family. This is just the worst kind of family meeting.
Yeah, and you're saying punishment is exile?
What happens if you're convicted?
Like I said, exile. The specifics are up to the judges. If it's deemed only a tragic mistake in judgment, the guilty party might receive a small ship and supplies. Not that it really matters. Either way, if I'm convicted, I'll never see the migrant fleet again.
I mean, I guess it is kind of an odd choice for the migrant fleet, this group that is basically a wandering group of exiles, to then exile one of its own.
So no prison and no death penalty?
We don't have the spare resources for long-term incarceration. Monitored work detail is more effective. And we don't have enough people to afford executions. An exile can still have children, and those children are welcomed back to the fleet.
Okay, I mean, I have to imagine life is pretty difficult if you are the child of someone who was convicted of treason. You know, that's not going to... That's going to be something that the kids at school will never let you live down. But, alright, we gotta help you.
Let's go find the flotilla.
I was going to book passage on another ship. I didn't think there would be time for you to help. Thank you, Shepard. I'll program the Normandy with the flotilla's current location. The admirals will be waiting for us.
Alright, so, as you can probably suspect, that was, in fact, the information that gives us Tally's loyalty mission. The Migrant Fleet's Admiralty Board has charged Tally with treason. You must travel to the flotilla to answer these charges. Travel to the Migrant Fleet's current location in the Rahil Leia, located in the Valhallan Threshold. Again, normally, the location of the Migrant Fleet is top secret.
What do you think of our new Quarian boss?
Hush, she's right over there.
She can't hear us with her head in that bucket. Don't get me wrong, it's a
Oh.
beautiful bucket. The whole suit is lovely, quite snug in all the right places.
You know I can hear you.
Oh dear, I'm sorry about that, Tally. So, let's see. I mean, we can chat with our other teammates, although at this point I think we've established that everyone else will only talk with us about their loyalty missions and how they want us to do them. So, in that case, let's head back up. Is Kelly still going to tell us to talk to the Elusive Man?
The Elusive Man wishes to speak to you in the debriefing room, Commander.
I know you can't see me right now, but I'm cringing really hard.